Hello everyone, welcome back to Talented Samurai Gaming. Today we are playing Phantom 2040, based on the, I think, very underrated animated series of the early 90s. So here's a brief intro to the story. So our setting is Metropia, the year is 2040, and the city has gone to hell. So, Graft, he's the head of Maximum Security, and Maximum are the antagonists of the game. So these are all the different enemies you'll be facing throughout the game. Sean 1, a sinister scientist based in an orbital platform. Maximum Inc., overseen by Rebecca Madison, who wants to rule the world and is completely insane. It falls to the Phantom to try and save this dying world. So first of all, let's set our options. We are going to give ourselves as many extra lives as we can because this is a long game. Music on. Storyline complete. Yes, the storyline is very important to this game actually. There's a lot of exposition, lots of dialogue that I will allow you to see in full. So here we go. So chapter 1, On the Road to Extinction. So, Metropia University. Our hero, the Phantom, going by his day name of Kit Walker, is a university student. And this is his colleague and teacher, Professor Archer. So, Kit feels that something's not right. Oh, and suddenly, the university is attacked. Time for the Phantom to go and have a look. These are biots, robots under the control of Maximum Inc. So there's various locations on the map, but to start off with, we have to go to the university. So that's where we're going to go. So it's simple run and gun, but we have the inductance rope, which we can use to latch onto walls and collect power-ups. So that's handy. So always be on the lookout for walls and floors that can be blown out. With your rope, you want to try and explore as much of the level as you can. This game actually has 20 different possible endings depending on where you go and when. So we're going to try and get the best possible ending today, but I would encourage you to play this game yourself and see all the different potential endings that it has, good and bad, depending on your choices. Keep an eye out for what looks like slightly damaged floors, because those can be blown out, allowing you to access more of the level. I think there's more up there, so we want to have another look. Oh, but wait a minute, first of all, let's see what's in here. Ooh, a power-up. Now that is our pathway out of this part of the level, but we will go there in a minute. Now, you notice that the enemies drop two types of power-ups. Those sort of calculator-looking things, those are recharges for your weapon energy, which is the orange bar. And if they drop little skulls, that's spirit energy, which is basically your life bar, which is the sort of bronzy coloured bar above the weapon energy bar. And by collecting power-ups during the game, we can extend both of those bars quite a bit. So you can also use your rope to temporarily stun enemies, so that's handy. I'm still getting the hang of the traversal here, it's been a while. There we go. Yeah, there's a power up there that I want to get, but I need to get onto that other platform in order to get it. Ah! We'll get there, don't worry. This little thing is bugging me. I'm not going to let it beat me. There we go. So that is what you call an energy aid. That is a energy recharge which we can actually save up for later. Now we want to go down here, and we're now in the sewers. We go. So it's a common theme with this game that you can actually sort of venture into other levels. So this is a factory that we'll come into later in the game, but we can go into a little back door of it there to get some extra power-ups. There's lots of little intricate traversal opportunities in this game. Can't open that up yet, that will come later. And there's our wounded scientist that we want to rescue. Okay, so biots, those robots, stole the computer chip research, and then Professor Archer disappeared. So now we have to go and explore the district, the warehouse district. So, by the fact that he's gone missing and isn't able to explain himself, Archer is now being implicated in the bombing of the university. But we all know he didn't do that because he's a good guy. Okay. So the warehouse is there, but before we go to the warehouse, we're going to go to the city streets, because this level is only available for a short time. Like basically now. If we don't go here now, we won't be able to go here again. And this is our best opportunity to get power-ups that are just lying about. And there's minimal enemies here, so that's handy. Okay, that's everything I think. So we can now head out of here and go to the warehouse. So thanks to that key card that our friend gave us, we can access the inner workings of the warehouse now. But basically, if you shoot those crates, they will blow up and they will take out any enemies that they hit along the way as well. Can't do that. Again, look for damaged walls that you can blow up. And also, if a ceiling has like a straight line through it like that, notice the other two are kind of dotted lines here. If there's a straight line, then that can be blasted away as well. Again, there's another one below us. So you just got to keep your eye out for these. They are literally everywhere in the game. There's so many little secrets. Clearly a lot of thought went into the placement of special items and so on in this game, which gives it a lot of replay value as well. You know, like I said, 20 different endings, one of which we're going to see today. So I would encourage you all to go back and play this in your own time and see some of the other endings as well, because you know the best ending isn't necessarily the most interesting one, you know. So you blow up those numbered gates and it will open up the corresponding numbered door. That's a recurring theme throughout the whole game. You want to target those numbered gates. Okay. Again, there's another secret up there. So we're just making our way through the level here. Oh, there's another secret below us. Make sure we haven't missed anything here. No, I think we're good. Yep, this has all been covered. Alright, down we go. There's doorway number 2. Door 3 we can't access yet, but that's okay because we don't have to. There we go. And it's our first boss, Graft. So Archer is scheduled to be taken out, and Graf is plotting with these different people. So that's Tracker. He has stolen a Black Panther, the last Black Panther in the world, which is of great significance to the Phantom. So Graf never attacks us normally, he always gets into one of his big machines. So in this case we just want to hang out here and keep firing. Okay, so with the arm taken out, we now focus on the legs. When we run out of power, we can start punching. And we've got the legs done, and he will spit out some extra weapon energy for us here. All you do is stay at this side of the screen and just jump whenever he comes towards you. Pretty simple, really. Okay, Graft is down. But we're not going to leave him alone. We're going to take him with us because Phantom doesn't believe in killing. And this is Dr. Jack. He is a cybernetically enhanced DJ who basically spouts nonsense against, sort of propaganda against the Phantom because he doesn't like him. So the Phantom has been implicated in the destruction of the university and the warehouse, but actually neither of them were anything to do with him. Both times he tried to stop them from being blown up. And Dr. Jack probably knows that, but again, controversy doesn't get views, so not being controversial isn't going to get him views. So. So Mars is a military commander who oversees the mercenaries. Bad guy. Someone we've got to deal with. So you're just going to take out all the guns and the mercenaries. And once that happens, the platform will appear and we can exit the area. We're now in the industrial zone, which is the last part of Chapter 1. And now might be as good a time as any to actually use a couple of first aids and energy aids just to get ourselves back up to full strength for the battle ahead. You see, we can't reach that right now because we need to actually get an extension for our rope, which we will find by going into the next area. So there's the rope extension that we need, but I'm going to stay here for a while because there's some other good stuff in this area. Now we can't access this area right away, but we know it's there. I don't think we can. No, we can't. Again, look out for, cracks in the floor, broken areas that we can access, etc. Like this one here. go. So that's blocked by number 3, so we've got to find the key to door number 3. As you see in this game, you pretty much take damage constantly, but you're also constantly getting power-ups from each enemy you take out, so it doesn't really matter that much if you take a bit of damage here and there. Therein is the way to get number 4 and an extra life. Here's another little secret for us. Three energy aids. Those will definitely come in handy later. We are basically stockpiling for later levels in this first area. There we go. Sorry, that power-up was annoying me. So, door number 3 is open. So we got a health power-up and an extra life. I think that might be just about it for this level, because all we really needed to get was that rope extension, which we got right at the start. So let's have one last look over here, make sure we've not missed anything. No. I would say though, if you get a chance, check out the Phantom 2040 cartoon. It's very much ahead of its time. A lot of political undertones to it. Some really good voice acting. Margot Kidder, probably best known as Lois Lane from the Superman movies, she does the voice of Rebecca Madison, the main antagonist, and she's fantastic. Does that sort of angry, insane corporate type really well. Completely out of character from what you would usually associate her with, but she does it brilliantly. And the show is, you know, it's good because it's, you know, obviously it tackles environmental issues, but it's much more intelligent about it than something like Captain Planet. You know, it's not just like, oh, polluting is bad, whatever. It talks about the consequences of all this stuff, and the Phantom lives in a world where it's probably too late to do much to stop it. You just have to try and kind of live with it. So it's a much more intelligent cartoon than I think it gets credit for. You know, surprisingly mature themes for a kids show in the early 90s. You won't get many Saturday morning cartoons that have such nuanced characters as Phantom 2040, that's for sure. A shame it only lasted 2 seasons, but the good thing was, at least when it was cancelled, they knew it was getting cancelled quite a bit in advance, so the characters do all get a proper resolution. And there's an interesting twist at the end actually, which deviates quite a bit from the story in this game. I won't spoil it for you, but you'll know what I mean if you ever get round to watching it. It's things aren't quite as clear cut as they're made to appear in this game. The show does something a bit different. There's a large part of the show which isn't really explored in this game is Kit trying to find out what happened to his father, Kit Sr., who was the previous Phantom, because his father was missing, presumed dead, and supposedly was killed by Maxwell Madison Sr., Rebecca's husband, who is also supposedly dead, but then you find out that he's actually, his consciousness is being kept in a computer by Rebecca in the hopes of bringing him back. But yeah, there's a whole twist to that story, which is really quite... I didn't see it coming the first time I saw the show, I'll be honest. I was really intrigued by it. But yeah, the Phantoms generally, I mean, at the time of filming this, I was reading that there is a new Phantom game on current gen consoles, which looks like quite a fun but quite simple beat 'em up, which I'll probably try and play at some point because it looks like my kind of game. But yeah, the Phantom is just such an interesting character that really... I know they did the film with Billy Zane back in the 90s, which I thought was quite good actually. You know, I really hope they revisit the character. It's the sort of character that could, I think, quite easily hold down a TV show or a movie, or you know, even some more comic books. One of the original heroes is a Phantom. It goes right back to the 30s, if I remember right. Here we go. Okay. So now just a bit of a traversal to get to the first boss, the first, the end of chapter 1 boss. Excuse me. At time of filming I do have a slight cold, so apologies if my voice sounds a bit rough. So here is level 1 boss, Tracker, and we have to defeat him in order to retrieve the Panther. So basically just duck and shoot. It's that simple. His net will fly over your head and the gunship's cannons will miss you, as long as you stay crouched. The only issue here is defeating him before your weapon energy runs out, but we have energy power-ups for that if need be. We also have the option of just going up to him and kicking him. But you know what, just for the sake of quickness, I am going to just use an energy aid, because we've got 9 of them. He's down. So, chapter 1 is cleared. So, Dr. Jack is once again taking, you know, what actually happened and framing it as the Phantom is doing bad stuff story. Yeah. So there's going to be a political summit soon to discuss the legality of robots being made for combat, biots as they're called in this. But also, a bomb is going to often destroy a large part of the city, which was the city streets we visited earlier. Riots are breaking out, gangs are running riot. So we have to take care of these situations. Now first of all, Phantom knows that Maximum Inc. is holding Archer. Now, Mr. Cairo is a hologram. Well, he only ever appears in the show as a hologram. He's a weapons dealer, sort of trader, all-round shady guy. But he is offering to tell us where Professor Archer is. So as much as we want to keep the Black Panther, our priority has to be rescuing our friend, so we give it to Cairo. So Mr. Cairo said that if we go to the ruins, which is what's left of the city streets, we can then use that to enter the Maximum Inc. So there'll be something here which will help us get into Maximum. We're going to deal with all these gang members running around. And again, look out for weak walls. Blast them where you can. Forgetting the enemies, it is sometimes fun just to roam around these levels and just explore and find stuff. Three extra lives. How do we get in there? Oh, simple. We jump down. Okay, we can't access there yet, unfortunately. Oh, there's a rope extension. How do we get to that, I wonder? It's not accessible from this side, unfortunately. May well be that the case that's something that we access later in the game by coming back here. Momentum plays a huge part in this game, especially when you're trying to swing from things with your rope. Okay, need to get gate number 1 open, and we can't do that yet, unfortunately. Let's see what's next here. Oh, it's a van. We're going to stay close enough to this van that the bombs it's firing will just fly over us. Oops. Oh well, not to worry. Good thing is in this game, whenever you drop a life, you basically continue from right where you were. what's up here? Let's have a look. Oh, well, first of all, there's some extra energy. Yeah, is there anything up here? No. Okay. So that's the ID that Mr. Cairo gave us. However, we've opened up gate 0, so let's go back and have a look and see what was around there. So that will activate. That opens up a valve in the sewers, meaning we can go down into the sewer and the sludge won't get us, not immediately anyway. But first, let's go back and explore what's been opened up by opening gate 0. If I can just remember where gate 0 was. Was it back here? Ah, yeah, I think it was. If I remember right, wasn't it up in the higher echelons of the first section? Really should have just ignored that van the first time around as well. Oh well. Yeah, live and learn. No, that's gate number 1. Okay, so where is gate 0? There we are, but it's locked. I guess that must be a different gate 0 that we opened up in the other section then. Okay. Oh well, sorry for that. That was a bit of a wasted backtrack, but we will press on. Only take us a minute or two to get back to where we were anyway. So that's the items we've collected so far. But we must have opened up another gate somewhere in this area then. Oh well, we'll worry about it another time. So that there is the invincibility power up, which will allow us to sneak into maximum. So, time to head to the maximum building. So, we have accessed maximum ink. So, with this being maximum ink, you know, the headquarters of the main villain, you notice that the enemies are a little bit stronger than they were before. Okay, so we can't go that way yet. So if we can't go up, we'll have to go down. Okay, that was some kind of useful power up. Now up here, basically we want to open up those gates if we can. So it looks like the only way to access that is from above. So we've opened up entry point into here now. Yeah, mercenaries are slightly annoying because unlike biots, they don't drop any power-ups when you take them out. Okay, to open doorway number 4 to get in there. Oh, there's graft. Oh dear, you got me good there. Okay, his face is exposed, so that's a start. So, key is just to make sure your shots are at the right height that you can hit Graft and he can't hit you. Okay, so we have rescued Archer. See, that's the thing with Graft. Although he's technically a villain because he works for Maximum Inc., he will occasionally help the Phantom because he doesn't like the position that he's in. He's basically... His backstory is quite tragic. He was maimed in a war, and he needs the cybernetic parts that Maximum give him to keep him alive. So he's basically a slave. So Maximum are building a ship to try and destroy the summit, but Rebecca Madison has enough influence in the media to push the narrative that she's actually trying to just protect them. So we are out of power in the lab, but at least the professor's been rescued. So chapter 3, we spend the entirety in the Ghost Jungle, which is like the Phantom's domain, and basically we have to take out the robots that are invading the area and stop the invasion. And of course, guess who it is that's trying to harvest the Ghost Jungle? It's Maximum. Excuse me. Okay. So here is one of the secret areas that we can access to a different part of the game. So here, we are now able to open gate number 1. So if we go back to the ruins, gate 1 will be open for us. So that is handy. The Ghost Jungle is pretty much a conduit to all the other parts of the city. So there are various secrets that you can open up by progressing through the Ghost Jungle. So you need to find this level's gate number 1 to get in there. More upward exploration here. This is the Biot factory, which we will come to in chapter 4. So we've opened up a gateway in there for later on. Oh, that's a new attack we've just unlocked, and it is the fire retardant pellets. So what we can use these for, quite useful. Flames like this, we can put them out and they'll drop power-ups for us. Also we've got the spread bullet, which I quite like, so we're going to use that. Good for hitting multiple targets, even if it is slightly less powerful than your regular weapon. From close range it still does the same damage as your regular gun, so it's worthwhile anyway. Door number 4 is now open. Only problem is I have no idea where door number 4 is. Another area to explore. That might come in handy later for when we return to maximum, because we will go back to maximum at some point, I think. Oh, what's this? Oh, shield. That'll be handy. Oh, and here's one of our bosses that we're gonna have to fight. So there's actually 3 of these in total. Yeah, this would be easier if we had an explosive, but we don't yet, so we're gonna have to just use conventional weapons on this. That's where our spread bullets come in handy, because if we can keep distance between us and that thing, then we can use the spread to get a couple of shots in, if we do it right, but I didn't. Oh dear. Yeah. Key things. Okay, the head's been blown off, that's the first part down. So we're getting there. Like I say, once we find the explosive, these become a lot easier. Problem is we don't have any like vertical drop weapons at the moment, but the explosive and the super explosive are both vertical drop weapons, so we just drop them on top of this and it makes very short work of it. In fact, you know what, just for the duration of this boss, I'm going to switch back to normal bullets because I think that might be more useful. So we just get in the odd hit here and there where we can. There isn't anywhere where we can really fire on this. And that will happen a lot. Ugh. Don't like this boss, especially when I'm not equipped for it. There we go, he's down. And we can move on. Really do need to find those explosives though. I wonder if they're in the other side of the jungle. Let's have a look. Oh, that's an extra life. It's handy. Aha! What is that? That is the super explosive. Okay, we've just put those bosses on easy mode. Yeah, note to self, I should have come to this side of the jungle first. But it's all good. There's another one of those spider bots up here waiting for us. But thankfully this one will be quite a bit easier than the one we defeated a minute ago. Because we have the super explosive. All we do is that. So yeah. Pretty simple, huh? Right. again. This is all just preparation for later. That's the spaceport level there. Boss, and it's the same as before, just a bit faster. I'm going to use a first aid kit here because don't want to drop another life needlessly. There we go. Job done. We want to head to the lower section now. Because destroying that spider bot will have opened up a new area for us. Another one up. It's always welcome. Did we go up here last time? Oh, evidently we didn't. Let's see what's up here. Just be another section to open up for later. Oh, I'm going to take that health though. Ah, the Wildlife Museum. Okay. Time for an energy aid, I think. There we go. Okay. Speaking of energy. Okay, another fight with Tracker, but same as before, just duck and shoot. Pretty easy, and this time you don't even have to worry about mercenaries. Oh dear, that was silly. Ah, I got caught there with my own stupidity. Phantom has to stand up while turning. What is going on here? Because I was clearly ducking there. That's annoying. That laughter isn't Tracker, that's Rebecca Madison's laughter. Not quite sure why, but that's just, I know that sound effect. And he's down. He is, however, not the last boss of this level. That's still to come. So this is Maxwell Madison Jr., Rebecca's daughter, Rebecca's son, and a complete psychopath. So basically, you're going to take out the knee joint first of all. This is called the Legion Biot, and it has to be defeated in stages. So destroy that joint on its knee first of all. Okay, so the knee joint is down. Now we're going to take out these two things on its neck. Yeah, I'm getting battered here. Right, there's one down. Oh. Two down. Okay, now we're on to the final phase. So basically, when that flap opens up and the cannon is revealed, that is when you can fire at it. Wait for it to open up and then fire. And then get right out of the way once you've done that. And he's down. So Maxwell wasn't actually there, he was controlling this all by machine. Uh-oh. Another explosion. Yet somehow the Phantom always manages to escape. So, Chapter 4, Techno War. Tracker has been arrested. And so the triads yeah, those are enemies we're going to have to deal with later. So we are going to go after the Biot factory. So first we have to go to maximum, but before that I'm going to go back to the ruins because we've opened up that area behind door number 1. We're running a bit short on lives here, so I need to be careful. Oh yeah, door number 1 was up here, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so we're in here now. There we go. I'd say that was worth a little detour. Okay, so now we've got to head back to maximum. I knew there was something up there. There we go. Lovely. Just what we needed at that moment. So we are just trying to open up new areas here. There is door number 4. Did we get that though? That Power up is locked off at the moment. This game must be really difficult for people with ADHD because there is so many things distracting you from the task at hand. Staying on task must be next to impossible in this game. And that's no slight on anybody with ADHD, I just find that kind of interesting to note. Here worthwhile? What's that? Or have I just wasted a life for nothing? Oh well. Not to worry. Moving on. Open, we can extend our life bar. Okay, we've been here already. For a beer, I've gone the wrong way. So. There we go. So. Retina scan is now in the files. Now I have to go and destroy the biot factory. Biot factory is, in terms of layout, pretty similar to the warehouse. Again, watch out for crumbling walls everywhere and floors with a single line as opposed to a series of dots, because they can be blown out. You see, this is a full-on war factory that they've got here. They're not supposed to be building military biots, but they are, and in huge numbers. panel there. Try and keep out of the yellow stuff as much as you can because it's not good for the Phantom's health. Now we can actually use this machine here to walk through the sludge. It has a little punching thing for taking out enemies as well, but unfortunately all the enemies are flying too high above us for it to have any effect. Oh, mini boss time. I think you see how this works. Just going to take it slowly and steady. Don't do anything too rash or take any unnecessary risks. That's the thing with most of the enemies in this game, once you figure out their pattern, it's not that hard. The only tricky part is the sheer volume of hits that it usually takes to knock them out. But that one wasn't too bad. After fighting the boss, we probably have to go up. Been here already though, so I'm not really sure where this is all headed. One small criticism of this game is the lack of maps. It would be nice if you had a wee map that you could refer to just to check that you're going the right way. Just a simple thing. It's a minor critique rather than a major criticism, because a large part of the game is exploring, and exploring without a map is naturally going to be a bit more challenging. Right, what's this? Okay. New area uncovered. Easier enemies, good. And I think this might be the area where we unlocked a door earlier on in the Ghost Jungle. Oh. Nice. Oh, one up. That's excellent. Still concerned about our shortage of lives though. Oh, rope extension. Always welcome. Yay! Spirit half. So that means that we now take half damage. So that is good. That's a major boost. Not quite sure where I'm supposed to go here though. Was the whole point of this section just to get that spirit up? Looks like it. Oh well. I guess that's it for this section. We have to go back to the main factory now. Blowing up doors is always a good sign. It means you're uncovering something that you're not meant to. Although in saying that, we do just seem to have gone around in a giant circle here. Right, this is where we want to be, I think. Yeah, next boss. And we're going to use homing missiles for this one. So now all we have to worry about is dodging the bullets. You notice the impact immediately of that spirit power up there. You know, we tanked a couple of hits, but we're not actually much worse off for it. It's amazing how much of this game centres on just blowing holes in the floor. Okay. Down here already. Already been in there, no point going back there. I'm getting a bit confused here. I'm really not quite sure where I'm supposed to go. Pretty sure we've covered everything in here already. Yeah, I mean that's it. That's all there is to this section, just those two areas that we've already covered. Right, let's try going down to the lower half of the level from here, and maybe that will tell us where we need to go. Right, let's head down and left. This is the only part I can think of that I haven't. No, we've covered this already with that robot, I remember that. Now there's a door that needs to be opened. Right, okay, we are in a new place now. There's boomerang power up. Right, okay, we're on to a new area now, pretty sure. So that's good. Now we're going to go down here. I should have got into that robot, but it's alright. And there's a much welcome extra life. Yeah, I believe that's a boss, but before we go there, let's check back up here and see if we've missed anything. Just some health, but that's always good to have. So, homing missiles are the order of the day again here, because I think this is going to be another spider boss. Yep. This platform actually makes jumping over the projectiles a lot more difficult, so it's a good thing we got that spirit power up, otherwise we'd probably be a life down by now. And we got him. Good. Now, Baudelaire is his cat that he's talking about. He Yeah. Part of Maxwell's psychosis is that he loves telling his cat about all the schemes that he's about to pull off. So, we have to go and stop a missile now. As if we didn't have enough to deal with. So, go through here. So now we've got to stop the missile. So basically this involves shooting out these different components of the missile. You got to take out the parts on both sides of the rocket. Use a health power up here just to get me through this. Oops. Right, so I think we've just got one that we've missed somewhere. The tricky part is getting back up to the... Right, so that's done. Ah, it's this here. There we go. So, that's chapter 4 cleared. The soft jet was the Phantom's sort of a equivalent of the Batwing, if you like. So Sean 1 was the first human born outside Earth's atmosphere, and he wants to create an independent race in space, and he's using terrorism to get it. So the debate at the summit is whether or not Sean 1 and his crew should become an independent nation. And yet again, Dr. Jack is trying to implement the Phantom and more destruction. Okay. So now we have to go back to the ruins and find out where this summit is being held. Not making that mistake again. There we go. Into the sewers, and we have to use this totem to open up a new area. So the tricky thing here is that that yellow sludge will periodically rise, so we have to try and find the valves to lower it so we can move further into the sewers. So there's one. Right, so this is not the route we want to take. We want to go back the other way. Go down this way. There we go. Find a pathway down. Ah, right, okay, so the way we went a minute ago, we go down here again now and go further down. Wait for that slime to come up, take the bad guys out. Once it drops, we move on. We've now opened up the next section. I think you see how this works. This is actually a bit more linear than some of the other levels, although there is still the odd secret here and there if you know where to look. Like so. So this is the boss, but we also have the sludge to contend with while we're fighting him. So whenever the slime goes down for a period, that's when you jump out of the way because you know that it's about to ascend. His boomerangs don't do too much damage, so don't worry too much about that. Got him. Okay, it's the Wildlife Memorial. Now, do we tell Cairo the location or not? Fun fact, Mr. Cairo was actually voiced by Mark Hamill in the cartoon. We're not going to tell him because at the end of the day, we can't really trust him. So, in the TV show later on, you realise that Cairo wasn't a bad guy, but in this scenario, we still don't know. So, I think this game came out about the time season 1 of the show was airing. Season 2 was where you found out what a lot of the characters' real motivations were. So, I mean, Mr. Cairo, you actually find out he's not even a human. He's a computer program projected as a hologram, sort of a bit like the Doctor from Star Trek Voyager. That's why he only ever appears as a hologram. You know, it's one of those things. It's a bit of a Sixth Sense moment. Looking back on the show, it makes perfect sense, but at the time you were like, what? But it's a little bit of clever backstory and lore from that. Again, you know, there's a lot of creativity went into that show for a kid's Saturday morning cartoon that didn't do that well, you know. It really did deserve a better audience, Phantom 2040. It's a good show. I think all the episodes are on YouTube, so, you know, after you've watched this video, and it's full, and liked it, and shared and subscribed, please go and check that out, because it's well worth your time. It used to be like sort of standard Saturday morning for me. It's like you would get, I think it was Spider-Man, then Phantom 2040, and then Power Rangers. That was your Saturday morning sorted. Good times. Oh, rope extension. Excellent. It's interesting how, you know, little by little you level up your character as you go through the game as well. You could almost call it a light RPG element to the game, but it's not really. It's just building up your character. But, you know, again, gives the game that little extra dimension, and the different pathways that you choose to take influence what power-ups you can give to your character, so that's another interesting aspect to it. It really is a multifaceted game, this. Ah, there we go. I knew there was a hole in the floor somewhere I was missing. Will do nicely. Oh, there's the political leaders up there. We're going to warn them that an attack is incoming. Okay. Now we've got to go after the battleship. This is kind of similar to the section we went through in the first level. Okay, now we're moving inside the ship itself. Now we have to watch out here because there is a giant laser cannon at the end of these corridors. So you can hear it before you see it. So that beam would instantly wipe you out if it touched you, so that's why you've got to get into these little trenches and get out of the way. There is the laser cannon itself, so homing missile time. Excuse me. Okay, the cannon is down, and we can move on. Now we're going to deal with Mars, the mercenary leader. So, to defeat Mars, we want to use the spread bullet. That's the only way to effectively hit him. And he's down. So Rebecca's not too happy, because the Phantom has once again foiled her plot, at least for now. Now let's drop a little fire retardant pellet. Doesn't work there, okay. Right. Back to business. Oh, it's Graf. He's in some kind of bioorganic machine this time. So hits it in what looks like its forehead first of all. And once Graph is exposed, you then want to hit what I think is meant to be the heart. Kind of looks like a testicle underneath underneath the claw. And he's down. So the ship is now out of control. Thankfully the hypercycle is there to get Phantom and Graph out the way. So we have to take on both Maximum Inc. and Sean 1 here. But it's a question of who do we go after first? So Mars is being attacked for being blamed for the attack on the summit. Rebecca's doing damage control. And the three orbitals have been denied independence. So now Sean 1 is plotting to build a weapon to destroy Earth. So we're being told there's not enough time to attack Maximum and the orbital station, but actually there is. We have to attack Maximum first. And once we attack Maximum, there is actually a back door to get into the spaceport. So, not all bad. So we'll be fighting a few bosses in this chapter. The first one is the Triad, who are basically three, I think telekinetically powered mutant women, who are dangerous in their own right, but when the three of them come together they are especially dangerous. Try and get over there somehow. Ah, there we are. here we go. So this elevator is basically going to take us down to where the triads are being held. However, you don't want to be on the floor because the floor will just disappear after a time. Even though this is a platform game rather than a beat 'em up, it still has the obligatory elevator level of sorts. Okay, so we've now reached the base, and we've got to go and deal with the triads. So here's the first one. Pretty simple enough, but they get progressively more powerful as you go through. So the next one is up here. We need to restore our energy. Yeah, she has the power to generate fire. And she's down. Got one more here. Yeah, when she's spinning like that, just get out of the way, because you can't really do much with it. And she's down. Right, so that's the 3 triads dealt with. But if we go back to the main chamber now, we have to fight all 3 of them. So basically, while that one is spinning, shoot the other 2. Requires a bit of dexterity to avoid these projectiles, but easy enough. Yeah, we are going to go through quite a lot of energy here, so just make peace with that. Right, 1 down, 2 to go. 2 down, 1 to go. Of course, the fact that there's now only 1 of them makes avoiding these projectiles a whole lot easier. Whoop. And she's down. Now, don't want to do is just head straight out. We want to find another way to go. So if we go down that ladder, that ends the chapter, but we don't want to do that. We want to go to the spaceport so we can deal with Sean 1. To do that, we've got to go up here. Treacherous road we're tracking here, but as you can see, it has its rewards. Oops, yeah, always a danger of that, but it's okay. There's still one more one up there that we can get, so let's go for that. Yep, that doorway isn't open yet, so can't go in there just yet, but we can get that one up. So our stock of lives is suddenly looking a lot healthier than it was a moment ago. The good thing about this game, some of the secrets are really hard to find, but when you find them, you really get rewarded. So if you remember, door number 2 was down that pit, so we gotta go down there now that we've opened this up. Now before we head out of here, I'm going to go back to where door number 3 was, because we've opened up a bonus area for ourselves. So we've enhanced our gun again. Each time we collect one of those little, what look like little sort of, I don't know, random devices, they actually power up our primary weapon. So our gun is now more powerful. So that was well worth getting. Okay. So Phantom is now able to sneak onto Sean 1's ship thanks to the triads. So these are the free orbitals. These little probes are annoying and they respawn constantly, so they're just going to be a continual annoyance to you throughout this level, unfortunately. But we can deal with that. So before we actually go after Sean 1 himself, we want to go as far off to the left of the level as we can in order to take out his main computer. This level is what largely determines whether you get a good ending or a bad ending to the game. here, I think we need to head downward. There is a hole in the floor somewhere, if I can just remember where it is. Can't actually remember how you hit Sean one. There must be some way to do it. Yeah, you have to wait for him to come down and attack us, but not quite sure how we bait him into doing that. There we go. So I guess we just have to stand over here and wait for him to get bored of shooting at us. Okay. Okay, that takes care of him. So he's now getting ready to fire his Damocles cannon. And we've got to stop that from happening. I am obviously missing something here. or didn't get the computer tech files, so this isn't quite going to be a 100% ending, but it'll be pretty good anyway. So what we have to do first of all is take out this item here. Okay, so Sean 1 has disappeared, and the orbital station has gone bye-bye. So, final chapter, maximum overdrive. Time to go and stop Rebecca for good. So, we're heading to the train station. Ha! The funny thing, all these little cutscenes in between the levels, I don't know why, but for some reason the European release, those were heavily edited. And it, you know, I guess it made the game flow a bit better, but it really kind of took you out of the story. You know, I'm playing the US version today, and it has much more character exposition, and you actually, you know, if you haven't seen the TV show, you would have no idea who half of these people are if you didn't get that exposition. So I really don't know why they decided to take it out of the game. It doesn't make much sense to me then or now, but I'm glad that we have the American version with the complete story, because it's a better game for it. Right, boss time. So it's another one of these, and we are going to use our homing missiles, of course. The unfortunate thing here is with those little probes constantly bothering you, it's difficult to stay locked on to the enemy, but homing missiles are still the best way to go. In terms of, you know, guaranteed hits on the target. Lost our first life, but that's okay. You know, the damage doesn't reset or anything like that, so... It does It is a bit of a bullet sponge, this boss, but you know, it's not unmanageable. It just takes a bit of time. It would be a lot easier if you didn't have those little probes flying around all the time and distracting your shots. Time for a first aid, I think. Okay, we got it. Now onto the core of Maximum Inc. Time for the final showdown. But it's a boss rush, so we're going to have a few things to deal with in here. So first up, Graft. So it's basically just a souped up version of the first boss that we fought, and you use exactly the same process to deal with it. Yep, use my energy aid here. Okay, phase 1 is down. Now for phase 2, just shoot the legs. Probably didn't need to use an energy aid there, I could probably just punched his legs out, but I've got 22 of them, so I think we're doing okay in that regard. And the thing is, every time you lose a life, you get your energy fully restored anyway. Okay, Graft is dealt with once and for all. Yeah. Poor Graft, begging us to finish him off. There is the body that Rebecca plans to use in order to resurrect her husband. Now we've got to deal with Maxwell Jr. and his Legion Biot. Once again, you know the weak spots, so just keep hitting it. These are all basically just tougher versions of bosses that we've already fought. I mean, it's a boss rush, right? It's a final level boss rush, you know the drill. Shoot out the kneecaps first. Okay, the kneecap is down. Now we're going to aim for these two parts on the body here. Energy is getting a little low, so I'm going to use a first aid. And you know what, we'll use an armor for the time being as well, just to enable us to properly take these things out. Oops. We're always going to lose 1 or 2 lives on this thing. Definitely one of the game's trickier bosses, this one. because of the sheer number of projectiles it fires off at you. As you can see. You know what? Maybe what we need here is a different perspective. Yeah, this is definitely having more response. Okay, one down, one to go. Excuse me. Okay, it's now into its hovering tank mode. Won't be long now. I think these bosses aren't difficult, it's just purely about the amount of time and the number of shots it takes to knock them down. They're very bullet spongy. But, we got it. So that was Maxwell in that chair the whole time. Now we've got to go after Rebecca herself. So we're going to free the Panther. But Rebecca is not happy about that. So, Maxwell Senior is now this monstrous floating head that we have to destroy. So first of all, we want to take out these claws. Excuse me. Right, some energy aid there. Oops. Now as you shoot these claws, they will periodically drop down and try to hit you, and you've got to try and avoid them because it's an insta-kill if they do it. Basically, when they stop moving, get out the way as quick as you can. Oh, for goodness sake. That was clumsy. Those electrical pulses are deadly. Right, okay, it's one down, but it took another life off me in the process. Do you see how this works? Okay, I think I'm getting the rhythm for this now, finally. Oh, that claw is down. For goodness sake. Right, so now we've got to knock out these little red sensors, and the best way to do that is with our wave attack. Or maybe the punch. Yeah, sorry, punch. Yeah. So wait for that electrical current to dissipate. And jump in and punch out these sensors. Got them. What we have to do now is destroy that sort of spinal column on the Red Skull's head. Not the Red Skull, but you know what I mean, that the enemy. Right, so that's one down. As dumb as it may seem, jumping directly onto the enemy is actually the easiest way to do this, because those currents on the walls at the sides will just routinely knock you off the walls, and you'll end up losing life each time. Okay, one left. Oh, a little bit too low there. Have to try again next time around. Ah, this is so fiddly. Up. Okay, got him. Now he's going to jump down. Get out of the way. And this is the final phase. So what we have to do now is just drop explosives into him. Like so. This is where all your energy aid that you've been storing up comes in handy. Again, very bullet spongy boss, but definitely manageable as long as you've got enough of these stored up. We got him! Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's reset because I fell through the floor. Damn it. Right, so basically unload 2 energy aids worths into him and then get to somewhere safe. And from here, homing missiles. Now. Got him! So, Maximum Inc. is no more. Rebecca Madison and Maxwell Madison Jr. have been arrested and charged with the attack on the political summit. Rebecca's declared insane. Maxwell Jr. sentenced to life imprisonment. No one knows the whereabouts of Graft and the Phantom, but of course Dr. Jack suspects they're involved. The Political Summit made new laws protecting endangered animals after the Black Panther almost became extinct. They also decided to stop all production of combat biots and make them illegal. Biot factories are now banned. Looks like we did quite well here. They also passed a new law to protect plant life. Finally free Graft. So Sean 1 is still plotting a comeback. So we didn't quite get everything done, but we got mostly the good ending. That's about the 95% good ending. The only thing is that one point that I missed in Sean 1's platform. But anyway, that was Phantom 2040. A very, very good game based on a very underrated animated series. I hope you check both of them out. So, until next time, thank you for watching Tartan Samurai Gaming. Please stay tuned. Retro gaming content uploaded frequently. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.